Welcome, everyone. It is Friday night and the feeling's right. Just a bit outside radio show live on the air, back on the YouTubes, back on the Facebook Lives. You got Mark, you got Keisha. Keisha, how's it going?
What's going on? What's up? Happy Friday, Outsiders. The weekend is upon us, and it's a special weekend, too, because, tomorrow is one of Jabo's favorite holidays. It's May the 4th, and I'm not talking about anything that has to do with Justin Timberlake. I'm talking about Star Wars, man. And for anybody that doesn't get the Justin Timberlake joke, Mark, I have a lot of white girlfriends. Okay, and back in the day, in the 90s, 2000s, it was kind of like all about like the boy bands, NSYNC in particular. And, it's so funny. I can't even remember what song that this line comes from. But there's this thing with Justin Timberlake and NSYNC and a line in the song, and I think it's gonna be me, but he says it like it's gonna be May.
Yeah.
So every year, this group of white girlfriends of mine, they post this Justin Timberlake thing every year in May. It's crazy and a little bit irritating, but whatever. May 4th tomorrow. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars. That's one of our favorites.
Absolutely, every year. And this year, May the 4th falls on a Saturday, which is extra cool because first Saturday in May, free comic book day. Find your local comic book shop, hop in there and pick up a few free books, and maybe make some purchases too. You just got to support those local stores.
I'm totally with that. That we're fully 4-1 over here, and we have some of our own, and I got to give it to you. Tip my hat to you. You always do a great job of promoting them and giving them a mention every once in a while here on the show.
Oh yeah. I've lived from West Coast to East Coast, several states, frequented a lot of comic book shops, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt, Collector's Corner on Harford Road is one of the best I've ever been a regular at. So, it doesn't have to be Collector's Corner, though. If you're outside the Baltimore area, if you're in the Baltimore area, just find some place and check them out.
Yeah, no doubt. And, as always, every year also, Turner Network will be airing, I believe, all of the movies starting at like 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So, you'll definitely be able to get your Star Wars fix in one way or the other.
No, I mean, that's 9 movies. Are they going to work in Rogue One and Solo, or?
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that they will not. I think it's just going to be the 9 episodes. Because that's a full day.
yeah, just the trilogy is a full day.
Right. And then, especially with it being on network TV, you got to stop for commercials and stuff. It's a full day. Which, I guess is why they start at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty sure there will be millions of people waking up at 6 o'clock to get it in all day long.
And shout out to the crazy people that are headed to like AMC movie theaters and whatnot, because they're playing the entire saga also.
They're doing that again?
Yeah. I
actually think that's pretty neat. I think, I don't know, I might have to do that one year, man.
That's spending like 2 whole days in a movie theater. I mean, I love the movies, don't get me wrong, but
take a blanket,
movie theater food for 24 hours, 48
hours.
That's
fucking disgusting. Yeah. That is, yeah. Oh, dude, that's rough.
I already
like
started...
how many nachos and flatbread pizzas can you eat?
Those Tyson chicken tenders.
Yeah. Oh God, it makes my stomach turn just thinking about
it. I already started celebrating because I know I'm not gonna be able to stay up every single day and watch. So I got through the prequel trilogy already.
Okay.
I watched the Bad Batch series finale, which was phenomenal. Like,
great.
I know some people are not into animation, but Bad Batch is such a good show.
Okay.
And hopefully they're teasing a character for live action later to come. So definitely, for some background on those people that we might see later down the line, like Ahsoka was introduced in animation first.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I love it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And great day lined up for all the Star Wars fans out there. So make sure you fly your freak flag. Let's go ahead and get back into the realm of sports. There's been a lot going on with that too. We've got some winners, we've got some losers, we've got some firings, we got some demotions. I mean, it's been one crazy ass week. I'm gonna say the 2 weeks since we got online and got on the airways with our fans, chopping it up on the sports tip. It's been crazy,
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Well,
So okay, go ahead.
before we get into the big news of the week, and maybe share a little bit of your own sports adventure last week.
Oh gosh, yes, yes. Okay. Well, for this little portion of what's going on around town, your favorite host, Major Keish, took her talents on the road again. For those who have not been following along over the past couple of months, it's in a couple of weeks I'll be turning 45. 45 is a big milestone for me, and I always go all out on my birthday, on the milestone birthday. So, once you get older, you got to start hitting those 45s, those 50s, those 55s, and everything else in between. Maybe not so much. Yeah, you want to celebrate a little bit, but you don't really go hard in the paint. But this year I've been going hard in the paint. I have, stayed true to this 5 flights to 45. One flight might be after 45. But my most recent trip was to Chicago, Illinois. Man, my first time going, Mark, and was it was something else.
Oh yeah.
It was, I don't know. Have you ever been to Chicago?
I've been in the airport several times, just never gotten out. So been there for
Okay.
layovers, just haven't.
Yo. Okay. First of all, the airport is huge.
Yeah.
There's only one airport that I think is bigger than that one that I've ever been to, and that's in Atlanta. But the airport was like huge. It took me like 20 minutes from me getting off the plane to get to the shuttle, which is like a railway.
Okay. Yeah.
The 20-minute walk was, man, that was a little rough with all of your like luggage and stuff, of course. But yeah, man. I mean, I got there, and it was the Windy City. I mean, it was a week where it wasn't terribly cold, but it was cool.
Yeah.
I got by with a jacket and like a little mini puff coat. Not anything super huge or anything, but yeah, man. I mean, I spent a few days out there in the Chi, and I bounced about town. I went to so I did a few things sports related, and a few things like non-sports related, like I always do.
Yeah.
You know how I do, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So for my non-sports related thing, I did something that I thought was really cool. I drove through the neighborhood that Barack and Michelle Obama used to live in.
Really?
When he was running for president. Yeah, it's called
Wow.
Lakeshore, the area.
That's awesome.
In the street. Yeah, very very cool. Kind of reminded me of Midtown here, Charles Village. It kind of had the same type vibe.
Okay.
And while I was there, I'm always eating some type of food. I gotta check out the food of the area, and which so happens to be Harold's Fried Chicken. Okay.
Okay.
Angel Reese was just on social media talking about, what things she's been doing to get herself acclimated to the area. And she said, everybody kept telling me I had to go to Harold's. They told me the same thing. You cannot leave without eating two things. It's Harold's Fried Chicken and Giordano's Pizza. I'll tell you about both. Went to Harold's, had some fried chicken. It was good. It was good. But you already know I'm partial to the 410 chicken box.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, the 410 chicken box is known nationwide. I don't think there's really anybody out there that can compete. But Harold's was really good. It was good.
Okay.
They had their own version of what I like to. The DC folks will appreciate this. It was like a version of mambo sauce.
Okay.
Like a sweet, spicy, tangy kind of sauce that they put on the chicken. It was, it was good. It was good. Definitely like that. I went to Giordano's, had the authentic Chicago deep dish pizza. Deep dish pizza. Mark, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to blow your mind right now.
Okay.
Okay? I never thought the day would come when I would eat a pizza dish and I would say that it was too much. Dog, the cheese on there was like legit an inch thick,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got like a personal pizza along with the salad and everything. And when I was finished eating, I could barely breathe.
Wow.
It was too much pizza, but I never, I have a thing. I will never let a pizza conquer me. I always conquer the pizza. So I'm a smash. I smashed. It was absolutely delicious, totally worth it. But oh my God, I was so full afterwards. I could barely breathe, dog.
With the popularity of the bear, like you didn't go find what is it, Italian beef sandwiches?
Okay, so there are two other things: the Italian beef sandwiches, and also the Chicago like Italian sausage / Italian hot dog.
Oh.
All right, and I'm not really a beef, beef kind of girl. So I kind of passed on the sandwiches, and I didn't get a chance to do the hot dog thing. But those are also very, very big foods in Chicago.
Yeah, yeah.
Best thing about my visit, I did get a chance to go to Wrigley Field. Anybody that's a baseball fan knows that Wrigley is like the MSG of baseball.
Yeah, I think I said it on the show before. It's a holy grail place. Like that's one place I want to go.
It is. I mean, I was able to catch a day game, which was really awesome. It was a beautiful day. The Cubs, which are doing pretty decent this season, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Took on the Astros. It was a great game. It was a low-scoring game, pitching game, but I was able to really take in Wrigley to appreciate the like you said, the holy grail, the old schoolness, the whole throwback feeling of being out there in one of MLB's oldest ballparks.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that really stood out to me was that it's with its age and everything, like I said, one of the oldest ballparks. In comparison to today's stadium, of course, comparing to my beloved Camden Yards, it was kind of small and intimate.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing that really stood out to me, whereas with today's ballparks is kind of like a bowl kind of shape as far as how the seats are laid out.
Yeah.
At Wrigley, it was kind of like it is if you ever been to Nationals Park. It was more, the seats didn't really go up; they went outward.
Okay.
Okay, which I really kind of liked. Honestly, I kind of like that. We don't have that. We kind of have like the bowl thing at Camden Yards, but it gives you a more of an intimate kind of feel.
Yeah.
For real. When you take the seats outward instead of kind of slanting them upward. If you get what I'm saying by that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that kind of layout, man. And of course, they had all of the traditional singing and everything like that. I was able to experience that. Man, it was really dope. It was really dope.
For the like the fans in attendance, do they have anything maybe recorded before the game or something like that with Harry Carey's voice?
Oh yeah, dude,
Okay.
I have a video of it actually.
Nice.
They play it and you can see it on the screen and everything like that. Everybody sings along. I sung along. It was I got the full Wrigley experience, the full Wrigley experience. I even bought myself a little snapback. I always try to take a little something home with me from the arenas and ballparks that I visit.
Yeah.
And man, yeah, it was really nice. And lastly, I took the Riverwalk architectural tour down in downtown Chicago. You know, it. You got the Sears Tower there, and the Opera House, and all the bridges and everything. Man, it was. Chicago was a really, really cool place.
Nice. Nice.
Really cool place. Yeah. Big shout out to 312, man. I had a ball. I really did. I really did. Oh, so, okay. Enough about my travels. Let's talk some. Let's talk some Let's talk some basketball.
Okay.
The Orioles are still in a rain delay. We are in the thick of the playoffs. First things first, we got a game going on right now. Mark, we got some Eastern Conference ball play going on. It's halftime. Cleveland Cavaliers at the Orlando Magic. The score is 49-53 Magic. Cleveland is leading the series right now, 3-2, trying to lock it up on the road. How you feeling about this game, yo? You leaning towards Cavaliers to close it out, or for the Orlando Magic to push this to a Game 7? A lot of people say that one of the hardest things to do in the NBA is to get that closeout game. Think Cleveland gets it done?
Yeah. I mean, I think going into the playoffs, I thought Cleveland was probably one of the stronger teams. They had a hell of a season, and I kind of shocked that that Magic have been taking them. I mean, they're up by 4 right now at the half.
Yeah.
They're playing in Orlando, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Man, I really thought Cleveland would handle this series a little bit better, and I think they're going to go 7.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. Those are my thoughts exactly. Especially with the Orlando Magic playing at home this game, and with the way things went the last game. It was a tough battle, Game 5. I mean, Cavaliers, the Magic kind of let that game go in the last 5 minutes, and the Cavaliers won by the skin of their teeth. But, you could kind of feel the Orlando Magic kind of taking control and settling down in the series. I feel like this postseason has been about all of the young guns. For real, right? And Orlando Magic has its share of young players on their team, And with these young players come a lot of inexperience, a lot of nervousness coming into this playoff because, they're in unfamiliar territory. And they know that some of these players that they're going to be facing has a lot more experience than they do. That can be an unsettling and unnerving thing for a player when it comes to performance.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And these, I have to tip my hat to these guys. And we'll talk more about, some other young gunners later on in the show. I have to tip my hat to these young guys because they have stepped up to the plate and, really played their asses off this postseason.
Yeah.
And the Orlando Magic, man, is, just no different. It's no different. Pantero and Suggs and all of these guys, man, they've really been holding it down. Even when, Suggs was down for a little bit, I was thinking to myself, oh, man, I was thinking like you, like, oh, Cleveland's going to put this thing away, 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
And they really showed some resiliency. And I think that will continue tonight. We're going to see a Game 7. I'm with you, Mark.
Okay.
All right. All right. Next game that we got, I'm gonna say this next game on the menu for tonight is the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. This is the battle of some old heads.
Yeah.
Okay, with like one or two youngins, right? I mean, honestly, the Clippers, that's a whole head team. Okay, it is. Well, like it is, and you got your share of experience on Dallas too. Because Kyrie's a veteran now.
Yeah.
He's been in the league for a while. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s been in the league, man. Even though I'm not sure if he's playing tonight, but this is another game 6. Dallas is up 3-2 on the Clippers. The Clippers have had their share of adversity. They've also been playing without one of their stars. Kawhi Leonard has been sprinkled in there here and there throughout the series. Since this is pregame, we'll get to make we'll make an easy money pick on this, Mark. All right, how about that?
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. So, Tim Hardaway Jr. is out tonight for Dallas. Kawhi Leonard is out tonight for the Clippers.
Jesus.
I know. Yeah. This is gonna be. It's not a lot of fun. I think this could be an extremely lopsided game. And Dallas Mavericks are at home. Let's keep that in the back of our minds as well, Mark. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Right now we got the lines at Dallas -8.5, over under 207.5. And same questions apply, man. Do the Clippers have what it takes to push this to another game 7? I mean, can we also tip our hats to the Clippers as well? They were supposed to, They were supposed to take that New Orleans team's kind of ass whipping as well when they lost Kawhi, but they managed to win 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to tip your hat to this squad, right?
Yeah, they got the brakes beat off them last game, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they've been able to handle it with Kawhi's issues. I don't like that 8.5 point spread.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think I really like it either, especially with Tim Hardaway Jr. is out. Okay, we already established that. It may not look like it, but Luka Doncic is dealing with a knee issue. That thing could rear its ugly head tonight.
Yeah.
Possibility. I mean, I'm pretty sure they really wanted to get this series all said and done within 4 or 5 games, so they could rest up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think the 8.5 points, that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Okay, this is. I'm gonna just say my suggestion for tonight, outsiders. If you want to play the spread, take that joker down to about 4.5. Cut that thing in half if you want. If you want the better odds. But as far as the over/under is concerned, I'm kind of feeling the under on this.
Really?
I am. The one. Also, another crazy thing about this playoff series, I don't know if you've noticed, defense has made a serious comeback in these playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, so a lot of these scores that we've been looking at look like scores from the 90s, dog.
I think we've said that like the last couple of seasons too, so I shouldn't be surprised you're going on under on that.
Yeah, I'm a trend follower. I follow the trends. And I'm thinking about that tonight as well. Like I said, over under is 207.5. 1, 2, 2, 4, 5. It's gone over 207 2 out of the 5 games.
That's it.
Yep. And for real, like the 2 times that they did go over, one game was 216 points, which is really not a whole lot. The other one was 227. That's a 20-point cushion. But I mean, it's really been the trend, Mark. It really has. I mean, even with tonight, let me see what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, I mean, you're at halftime and the total points is 102.
Okay.
And it's really been to me it's a shocking trend because the whole season nobody acts like they know how to play defense. Right, the regular season, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like honestly, I mean we've had these 250, 260-point games.
Oh,
Somebody scored 145 points in a game. Like what the fuck? I mean seriously.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are my picks. How are you feeling about tonight's matchup?
Man. I want to say Clippers, but I mean, I think Kawhi's probably a bigger loss than Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, I mean to go without him again.
Yeah.
I feel like it's detrimental.
But at the same time, that's given them a few games to gel without him. Last game they didn't do so hot, but like you said, they've won 2 out of these 3 games without him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna go Clippers.
Okay, all right. Mark's saying take the Clippers in the 8.5. We both agreed that there was way too many points on the original spread. So,
yeah.
I can agree with you, and I don't fault you at all with that pick. It's solid.
Okay.
It's solid. Okay, so let's talk about some other first round matchups. We've had a lot of, to me, we've had some low-scoring games, but we've also had some huge disappointments.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Huge disappointments. I would have to say my biggest disappointment of the first round it's going to have to be the Phoenix Suns, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to pick anybody else above, you know what I mean, before them.
Absolutely.
100%. New Orleans, they got swept too. Charles Barkley really ragged on them and everything, but dog, they played without Zion the whole entire time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, against a number 1 team that has just been dog walking the entire NBA. Another young team. Gotta shout out the Thunder, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotta shout them out. I mean, those young guys are balling, but in Phoenix, Arizona, you had a fully staffed, healthy, quote unquote healthy, meaning y'all was out there balling. You was able to suit up, right?
Yep.
Squad, and you were not able to win a single game. That is embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, and the Suns owner has been quiet on one point that a lot of people have been talking about, and I think we all questioned it at the beginning or when the hire was made, but I know you weren't a big fan, but do you think it's time for? I mean, what, a year? Do you think maybe move on from Frank Vogel and look for a different coach?
Okay, all right. So this is my thing with Frank Vogel. You just said I'm not his biggest fan for real. I don't think Frank Vogel had a fair shot for real this season. Because to me, the most glaring issue, and everybody has talked about it from the beginning of the season, the most glaring issue for the Phoenix Suns is at a particular position rather than staff, to
Okay.
me. They need a legit point guard, dude.
Yeah.
You know, that was uh it it was completely obvious. It was completely obvious. Not only that, you made a mistake with Bradley Beal. He does not work. You know, his production was very low. It, to me, he really wasn't overseeing a situation that could go deep into the playoffs in the first place. Me personally, I give him one more year. See if you can make some trades. See what you can pick up in the off season to rectify those areas. Are you going to be able to hold on to KD? Because we know how he is. Those are your things that you're going to that you really need to concentrate on.
Yeah.
Me personally, I give him one more year, man.
Okay.
Since we're talking about, on the hot seat, one of the biggest news of today was that Darvin Ham got fired after 2 seasons with the Lakers. We all know that, what was it, last season? They went to the Western Conference Finals, right? Against the Denver Nuggets. We know how that turned out. It was a sweep. And then we bring them back. You have the in-season tournament, which they won and had very much success.
Yep.
Which gave us all, I guess, a bit of false hope in regards to the postseason. Because what were the headlines after they won? Is this an indicator of who's going to win the playoffs at the end of the year? Like, no.
And didn't their odds shoot up?
Yes, I'm saying so. The media can really get ridiculous with this shit sometimes. I mean, we even talked about it on the show, like how ridiculous that is. Like, man, come on, no. But yeah, so we get to this postseason. They win one game. Again, they had to face the Denver Nuggets, which is a well-oiled machine from top to bottom.
Yeah.
The Lakers were outplayed. They were outcoached. They were just out everything at every aspect of the game of basketball. It was really tough to watch if you were a Laker fan because, again, false hope. It's a continuing thing. It's like the theme of the Lakers this season. Every game, the first half, they're looking like they're playing some real basketball, some competitive basketball. This is the team that we thought you guys were going to be, Every game, the first half was like that.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they would go in that locker room, they would talk about it, they would make adjustments, and the Lakers would get their ass busted every time. Every time. And after the first 2 games, I was just like, man, this thing they're not going to make it. They are not going to make it because, I feel bad for Darvin Ham, but he wasn't cutting it against Coach Mike Malone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was not cutting it. And to boot, you really didn't have the personnel either. Not against this team.
So they're obviously going to make some changes with player personnel.
Yeah.
It's expected, but looking at the team they have right now, who do you get as coach?
Man, okay, so that's the big question for real. Now, Mark, honestly, what I think that they're going to do first, they're going to make sure that they can lock LeBron down.
Yep.
Okay, that's number one. And what I think is going to happen, which in reality I hope it does not happen, they're going to let him weigh in on who the fuck comes to, who the next sacrificial lamb is going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't hate on the player. I'm hating on the game. I hate that shit, but this is the reality of it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, now I've been hearing through the grapevine. Now you might be a little surprised about this. I am surprised, but what do I know? I've been hearing through the grapevine that LeBron and a certain ESPN analyst have been chopping it up on the low.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Have you heard about this?
If it's the one analyst I'm thinking of, they talked about it a little bit on the Pat McAfee show today.
Oh yeah, JJ Redick.
JJ Redick, yep.
That was, is that shocking to you? It was shocking to me.
Oh, absolutely. That was the last person I thought.
But apparently they've been chopping it up for like a couple of months now, which is also shocking to me. They kept this very close to the chest.
Yeah.
So, I would not be surprised if this type of activity, really was going down. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Oh yeah.
As far as who else is out there, man, I don't know, because in my heart of hearts, I really feel like the Lakers needs to have a coach that is not going to let LeBron James run the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, bringing Spencer Dinwiddie, it was horrible fucking decision. Okay, letting Russell Westbrook go, to me, I will still maintain that was a horrible decision to make. Okay, God, like, some people are probably gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You play mind games with D'Lo, and he clearly doesn't respond well to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that is evident in his production this postseason, in the 5 games that y'all played. Take a look at the numbers, and then take a look at the sequence of events. There was only one game where he played, at the level the Lakers needed him to play. But all of these are decisions. These are all LeBron James decisions.
They were, yeah.
And I'm just trying to think of who out there would be that guy. And I don't know if there's anybody out there right now. And, I'm going to be completely freaking honest with you. Yeah, I bet LeBron James has been establishing that relationship with J.J. Redick, because he'd probably be able to run J.J. Redick's ass too. Honestly.
Javon Howard's probably kicking himself for taking the Nets job too soon.
Oh, man, please. Javon Howard already went through hell at Michigan. He don't want that job.
Well, he'd swing at LeBron.
Right. He don't want that job, man. Yeah, he just went through holy hell. So, but the one thing is, that's going to be the one thing everybody's looking at for the next couple of months, though.
Oh, yeah.
First things first, what they're going to do with this LeBron situation, and the second thing, who's going to captain the ship.
Well, like you said, LeBron's going to throw his weight around and get the coach that he wants, and it definitely looks that way already. But maybe as negotiation, Jeannie Buss should say, let us make the coach decision, because LeBron's also going to try to put the pressure on them to trade up in the draft, because there's a certain player that he wants to play with.
Gosh, yes. And all the drama with that, I honestly feel like that boy should stay in school another year or two.
Probably so, but he had a hell of a season at USC. And, Bronny wants to get in the league. LeBron's not getting any older or any younger.
Yeah.
He's going to be on robotic knees by the time, Bronny gets in there. Let's say the Lakers pick up Bron in the draft. Bronny.
Yeah.
There's another name that's been circulating as Lakers having interest, and we've made so much fun of the Lakers being old that I think with Bronny and this other player, they could get that mix of young and old, and that's Trae Young.
Yeah. Yeah. That name has started being thrown around, like around yesterday? That Trae Young talk started?
Last couple days, yeah.
Yesterday or today. Um,
Now, I had heard that Atlanta pretty much cut off talks at one point. That
yeah.
they any trade that they wanted Austin Reeves. Do you give up Austin Reeves if you're LA?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, yo.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually think, Trae Young's no spring chicken for real. But I actually think that might be a good fit for the Lakers.
Trae's young though. He's only been in the league
how long
6
has he been
years?
in the league?
About 6 years.
Yeah. So maybe he's got another 6 years in him.
15 if you're LeBron.
He can shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah.
And the Lakers weren't the greatest at shooting the 3 ball. That would be a great addition to the skill set of the team. I think it would work. I think it would work. And yeah, I would give up. I could give up Austin Reeves for Trae Young. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the value added is greater than the cost. Simple math there for me. But we'll definitely see, what's going on with that. There's also been a lot of talk about another player, a point guard being on the move, and that's Damian Lillard with the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks, they got eliminated by the Indiana Pacers. Another disappointing season for them. What do you think the possibilities are that Dame leaves Milwaukee?
I mean, we know contracts in the NBA really don't mean anything. If a player wants out, they're going to get out.
Okay.
But, do you know how long his contract is?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he had it was a rough start, but then he really started hitting in there, and he had a really good situation in Milwaukee. If he wants to leave, you could almost say he had a Jimmy Butler-esque situation where he's not a young man by any stretch of the means, and that could work. I mean, weren't you just saying that there's a position that they needed?
Yeah. I was thinking, in order for me to fathom him leaving Milwaukee, it had to be where would he go? But he could. I mean, that would be a fit for him, I think.
Definitely, yeah.
Oof. Yeah, lots of drama in the NBA, man. Lots of drama in the NBA.
Playoffs aren't even over yet, and we're already looking at the off season.
Yeah, I know. It's overwhelming for real. And it's you don't even get to talk about all the teams that have been doing fantastic because all of this damn drama. Big shout outs to Oklahoma City Thunder. Big shout outs to the New York Knicks, man, for closing that thing down. I did not think they were going to be able to do that last night.
Yeah.
Man, I am super proud of both of these teams, and the New York Knicks especially because they are not at full strength. I did not give them a chance in hell of really closing things out in the fashion that they did without Julius Randle.
Yeah.
And I will stand corrected with that.
Hey, shout out to Indiana too, because I feel like they're a team that just a few years ago we were like, watch out for them.
Yes.
And I completely forgot about them.
Yes, and they're also too. They're part of that young group.
Yep.
They got a lot of youngins. Miles Turner, Halliburton, doing the damn thing, man. I mean, looking great, looking fantastic, and I think that addition of Pascal Siakam really helped him out too.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, that team has really come together. And big shout out to Rick Carlisle. He's an OG. He's been in the game for a while, and he's got a team with a solid future now. I mean, I don't know if he was thinking about retiring anytime soon, but it looks like he can't.
And speaking of Indiana, there's another Indiana team that preseason's kicking off tonight, and it's only like an 11-day preseason.
Yeah.
But the Fever out there, and
Yeah.
and they're playing right now, and in her first WNBA preseason game, Caitlin Clark has 16 points already.
Get the hell out of here.
What is it? Second period. Wow.
Holy shit. I can't wait to hear, but I can't wait to see these highlights.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's switch gears let's go to the baseball diamond, man, since we're talking about young stars and everything. The last time we talked, it was a couple of weeks ago. We talked about, Jackson Holiday and him finally being called up. We had a very, animated conversation about it. I had my feelings. You had your feelings about it. He went out there and
struggled.
Yeah, I was trying to find a nice way to say it, but thank you, Mark. Struggled, and as a result, he got sent down. What was it? Last Monday?
Yeah.
Last Monday. Okay. So when we first started talking about this, I had my reservations, Mark. I said that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid at that age.
Definitely.
And he, got caught up. Whether you want to say ownership pressure, fan pressure, whoever did the great idea to do it, it happened. Okay, he struggled mightily. His strikeout rate was like 50%, which is astronomical for the major leagues.
Yeah.
He went 2 for 36 as far as plate appearances are concerned. Also, very subpar. At that. So he's like Mark said, he really struggled, and it's like all my greatest fears with this situation came true, though, Mark.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I thought, once they made the call up, okay, well, the deed is done. You got to give him time to mature. And it feels like they pulled the plug too soon now, too.
What was it, like 2.5 weeks for real?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And crushing to a young kid.
Yeah.
And I said that, that confidence off the bat is just so important. 2.5, he has some eye-popping stats going for himself. But, you made this decision that you made. You got to ride with that joker for a little bit longer, I felt like. So they send him back down to Norfolk. God, this kid, I feel so horrible for him. He goes back down to Norfolk. He plays 2 games, Saturday and Sunday. Strikes out all over the place down there. He's completely out of whack now.
Yeah, it's sad.
And I said, this is like every last one of my fears that I set up on this phone and said to you, came true. And I just hate, this is like one of the times where I just really hate to be like, man, I told him so.
Yeah. You really hope that they didn't bring him up for out of pressure from the fans. Because, like you said, it throws a person all out of whack. And we're seeing that now.
So we're hoping that he has a better weekend this weekend, right? I mean, we're all still pulling for him here in the 410.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, that was the demotion that I was referring to at the beginning of the show. We lost another pitcher. Grayson Rodriguez is also sent to the IL, but we gained 2. Kyle Bradish was back. We saw him in the 7-2 win against the Yankees earlier this week. And I believe John Means is going to be out there tomorrow.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to let some go. It's sad because Grayson Rodriguez has been doing really well, but apparently he had some shoulder soreness. But we are very excited to get John Means back as well as Kyle Bradish. Kyle Bradish did fantastic against the Yankees, man. I mean, it was great. It was great, and not only did we have good pitching, but we had some great bat support. So that's always fun. Can't wait to see what John Means has this weekend. They're up there in Cincinnati. I'm not sure. Let me see if that game even started.
Looks like it has.
Okay, great. They were on a rain delay, hellified rain delay. So, yep, top of the first game just got started. We already got a base runner. I'm looking for the Orioles to win tonight. How about you? But I feel pretty confident with our squad right now.
Hell yeah.
We whooped ass in that Yankee series. It was some really good pitching throughout the whole series, all the way up to that last game, because we had some pretty tight, low-scoring games the first 3 games. The Orioles were looking really good, and as a result, we were sitting on top of the AL East, right? Currently. So, we had this series circled on our little Jabo calendar. Remember us talking about this? We were like, this is going to be the series that kind of separates the Orioles and the Yankees. Yep. This is going to be the first tell, yep. Right? And we got to say the Orioles got the upper hand right now, man. They are the jam of the AL East. I stand 10 toes down on that.
And it's such a beautiful thing to not split a 4-game series.
Yes, I was going to say, I know that was one of your concerns when we talked about this series. But, and that was one of my concerns also. Because I was at the game on Wednesday when they took the 2-0, when they had the shutout loss 2-0 against the Yankees. But they really rebounded on Thursday in a major way to take that series and to keep that split at bay. It was really sweet. Really sweet. There were a lot of Yankee fans, as always, in the 410 and at the yard, and a lot of my friends who were Yankee fans who've just been miserable for the past 4 days, and it's been lovely. Absolutely lovely, man. So, so we're up there in Ohio playing against Cincinnati. That's another winnable series. I feel like it.
Yeah.
So the Orioles are on a roll right now, man. They're on a roll. Looking real good. As we expected here at Jabo. Let's see here. Checking out the menu. I think we crossed everything off on the menu. You got any real on wrestling for us this week? And I know we just came off of a big event. But is anything going down?
Yeah, but first I wanted to switch to the cold of the ice. And NHL playoffs are always going on at the same time as the NBA playoffs.
Yes, sure.
And, we're not the biggest hockey people here, but, it's exciting. And, for me, like, this postseason has been phenomenal watching the Rangers do their thing.
Even though it's against our Capitals,
And, well, to go back a little, I never really had any interest in ice hockey, but the last time the Rangers won the Stanley Cup was 1994, and at that time I had this really good friend Jason, Iraq War vet. He grew up in Manhattan, so he was the biggest Rangers fan.
Ranger fan, yeah,
absolutely. So when you got someone that has that personal connection to a team, you kind of pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah,
and I rode his excitement all the way up to that Stanley Cup, and so I don't really necessarily have a team per se, but I do watch the Rangers. So I'm loving their dominance that they kind of just have been displaying, and I'm watching to see the Rangers maybe win that cup again on the 30th anniversary of the last one.
Ooh, that would be sweet.
Hell yeah,
that would be sweet. Like Mark said, I mean, we don't cover it, I guess, as much as we should here on Jabo, but I feel like every year I'm starting to get a little bit more into it, and you as well. I mean, we went. I mean, in our beginning years, we didn't talk about hockey at all.
Yeah.
But in the past couple of years, we've been able to give little nuggets here and there, and I do. I follow the Capitals. They kind of had a rough season, but they stumbled into the playoffs. Hey, they made it. I tip my hat off to them. I really do. I follow the Golden Knights. I'm also a fan of the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
So those are teams that I follow, and teams that are in the playoffs right now. The games have been exciting. We have a couple of tight series in the first round. It's been great, and you were talking about how you've been looking at the Rangers. To me, this year, I feel like the Stanley Cup is just up for grabs. There is no clear favorite as to who, in my opinion, is going to walk away with that cup.
Yeah, Florida, they had dominance for a long time. They're back into it, and they did a great job in their series. Who was it? Dallas is looking good. Vancouver, man, Vancouver hasn't been. I mean, they've been in the playoffs, but they haven't been great for a while.
Yeah, and they're actually hanging on by a thread against a very young Predators team.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like I said, it's just this first round has really been a lot of fun to follow and to watch on TV.
Definitely,
it is absolutely. So, maybe we can talk a little bit more about it next week when we're into the second round and we have when we're down to like a handful of teams. How about that?
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be our homework assignment for the week. Watch a little more hockey than we normally do.
Okay. Yeah.
But how about the Real On Wrestling, though? Are we good?
Huge show tomorrow. WWE Backlash is live from Lyon, France.
Wow.
SmackDown's in France right now, and so with the time difference, it starts at like 1 p.m. on Peacock. So,
nice.
Good afternoon of wrestling. Gonna enjoy it. Cody Rhodes' first title defense since he won the belt at Wrestlemania.
Awesome. Okay. I think that's everything. Is there anything else is there anything you want to touch on before we sign off for tonight?
That is it.
All right, man. All right. Well, you guys, thank you for tuning in with us on Friday. You know what we always say. Share that link, share that love. Go ahead, put the show out there, man, and let some of your friends and family have some laughs with the good old Jabo squad.
Hey.
Baltimore, you know how we end this show. Spread love, yo. It's crazy times now, man. It's just been... I keep saying 2024 is the year of violence. It is made for some excellent music, though. Shout out to K-Dot. It's been great.
And Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah. Shout out to K-Dot. Shout out to Kendrick, man. It's been great. But yeah, man, we sincerely hope that you all, enjoy your weekend. Like I said, go ahead, spread that love. Wash your hands, wash your ass, keep clean. I'm Keisha, your favorite host, and on the other end of the line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark, and we are just a bit outside. Peace.